We have a special guest with us today, Amy Appleton, the Director of Marketing for BELAY. And we have such a great topic for you guys today. We're going to be talking about your first 3 marketing hires in order of importance. And Amy knows how to do this. She's been doing marketing for BELAY for years.
I'm super excited to be here.
Oh, welcome, Amy. Okay, so let's get down to business.
Okay.
As we know, a lot of our listeners, when they start a company, right, when the founder gets this thing started, they're really growing it through their personal connections and their network. And that makes them really the lead salesperson and the lead marketer all at one time, right? Then as the business starts to grow, somebody has to take care of all of that business that's coming in. And so they start to make a couple of first hires so that they can continue to get out there and sell and grow the business, which is what everybody listening wants to do, right? They want to grow their business. But for the sake of us all, can you kind of help us understand what marketing is, like back down to basics?
Absolutely. So marketing at its simplest level is really about finding and getting people interested in the products or the services that you have to offer. Now that's through promotion, and we could go down a big rabbit trail of all the things that includes, but at the core basics, it's literally just finding the people and having them become interested in the products or the services that it is that you have to offer them.
Got it. Okay. So how does someone know when it's the right time and who to hire for their marketing team?
That is a great question. So for the right time, to your point, it's usually, honestly, it is the small business owner who has been doing everything up until a point. So there's just a couple of things that they know. Number one, they don't have time to be doing the things that they're supposed to be doing. So they're spending all their time in whether it's, social media or writing an email or things that they shouldn't be doing. They literally are just actually running out of time to do the most important things. The other
or
thing,
expertise, right?
Yes, or expertise.
Yes.
Exactly.
I mean, let's not pretend we all know how to do social media. That's a
no.
Yeah.
No, so they have expertise. So it's that pain point there. And then the other pain point is really they just know that there's so much more that they could be doing. Mm-hmm. And they're just not. And that's it. So they're actually putting the lid on their own growth by not starting to invest in some type of marketing. So that's the pain point that we hear most often. And then for the who, honestly, the first person that someone should hire for their marketing department is what I'm going to call a marketing generalist. So a marketing generalist is the person who is going to become basically they're going to know everything about their product or their service or their brand. They are going to be the SME of all things for that person. This is the person who can do a lot of things because that part doesn't change at first. There's still a lot of things that need to happen for marketing. So a generalist is going to be that brand expert. They're actually going to know how to do quite a few things that you do for marketing already. They're going to kind of know how to do it already.
They're going to hold a lot of plates.
They're going to hold a lot of plates. They're going to keep it all
the things. They're going to have a wide skill set.
They're going to have a wide skill set, except for one thing. And here's the differentiator. They're basically operators. They have strong operational and planning abilities. So now a title for that, I'm calling it a marketing generalist. A title could be anything from marketing assistant to marketing coordinator to marketing manager. It just depends, budget, experience level that somebody's looking for. They can come with different titles, but all of those people are able to spin a lot of plates, plan, and execute. Because that's the other thing about marketing is
execute's my favorite word. It's my love language.
But you're saying that this is not going to be the person who's going to be super creative then, because I think that for me, I would just assume that if I'm hiring someone, the first hire for my marketing team, they're going to be super creative. But that's kind of not what you're saying, right?
It is. So that's not what I'm saying. And the reason that I'm
Okay.
having them lean in that other direction is what we're trying to do is alleviate the owner or whoever it is who's currently doing it. So we're trying to alleviate and have things taken off of that plate. And that's typically more those things of being able to run and do a lot of general things. On the creative side, they do exist. So to all those creatives
You are
out
one,
there,
Amy. Amy, you are
Unicorn
an
it.
operating marketing person that's very creative. So you do exist.
All right, they do exist, but yeah. But that's it. I mean, you can have a million ideas, but if you can't make an idea come from the idea stage to like it actually happened, that's not marketing.
Forget
That's
it.
just great
Yeah.
ideas. So that's the
Yeah.
first person is that marketing
Okay.
generalist.
Awesome. I love it. So broad knowledge, executor, operator, first person who can handle a lot of different types of marketing. Okay. So then
Yes.
what's number 2?
All right. So number 2 is looking at what you already do and now specialize. They're specialists. You're going to specialize. For a specialist, what they do is they bring very particular skill sets. You can usually get about 2 really good specialized skill set per person in a specialist role. So going way back to the beginning of the BELAY marketing as an example, our specialist role that we hired, we had everybody could do graphics. You don't want me drawing anything. Or Word. I even struggle with
That
Word.
sounds like a
Or
challenge.
Publisher.
I'm gonna have to ask you to
Exactly.
draw
Like,
something
you need a stick figure. I'm your girl.
Clip art. Ever
Yeah,
heard of
clip art.
Anyone?
Exactly.
Anyone?
If it's outside of Canva, which is just a super simple tool, you don't want me doing it. So, but that was a great example. So we needed someone who had a graphic design specialty. Now that graphic design specialty, their other skill set happened to be things like being able to build a landing page, help out with our website, those type of things. Now, I'm just talking about what we needed, but typically what somebody would do is go be like, okay, so in order to do either more marketing or different marketing or improve our marketing, what are more specialized skill sets that we're going to need? And then, so the next 2 are specialist hires.
And so would those 2 depend on your business or where your brand is thriving? I imagine different business types. If we look at the wheel of marketing,
Yes.
we love our marketing wheel. If you look at the wheel of marketing, I imagine each organization is strong in different parts, and maybe those are the areas.
Yes.
Is that what you would
That's
recommend?
exactly what I'm saying. So I'm saying that you need to look at what you need done in the wheel of marketing. More to come in a probably separate episode. But yes, you'll
Just think Vanna White,
Yes,
Sajak,
exactly, exactly.
Spinner. All
It
the
is. It's in its simplistic form. It is literally a list of all the different type of marketing that you need done and or do. And so you're going to look at those, and it's going to be customized then to each individual business on what those next 2 people need to be. But the good news is if you have your generalist, they can help make sure that your specialists, they're basically become the project coordinator for the 2 specialists. So whether they report to that project coordinator, your marketing generalist or not, they ultimately can coordinate all the different pieces that go into the marketing.
Yeah. Well, when you look at those types of roles as well, I know at Belay we've used different types of peoples for different types of positions. Any advice on whether you hire these roles, contract these roles, and when maybe and why you would use the difference between those 2 things?
Yeah. I would say if you can, and I understand not everyone is starting out with a budget to hire.
Right.
If you can hire, I'm fighting for the generalist 100%. You can bring them on staff. If you can't hire, and you're right, we do this all the time, you start to look, you contract it or you outsource it on basically a part-time or whatever you need basis. And then you can grow into, then you'll know if you need to eventually bring that person on full-time. And actually, it's exactly what we've done here at Belay the whole time as we start by having someone come in and do it on a very part-time basis. And then as it grows, then we we know, but then we didn't have to make the investment in a staff person right away. So, and we have done that over and over and over again as we've grown. And still, even to this day, if we're going to start something new, it's not an immediate hire. It is a contracted position.
Well, I feel like that's another way really to interview the people that you're going to bring on your team, right? So it's kind of
Right.
like a trial and
buy.
error. Yeah, try and buy. So if
Yeah.
you're really connecting with that person, maybe after 6 or 9 months you bring them on your team. But if you've seen that maybe they're just not performing to the level that your organization does, and there's no hard feelings, you can back away, and it's much easier to end that relationship when it's a fractional contract basis.
No, that's true. And a lot of times what happens is you go down a direction one way, but then once you're in, you turn out, oh, I actually need this different skill set. And again, so that also helps when you're
It allows for a
contracting.
pivot.
It does allow for a lot
Word of the year.
pivoting. It is.
Allows for some pivoting.
Yes.
It is. So yeah, so we're big proponents of at least starting with outsourcing contracting before we bring on a new team member.
Yeah, because I imagine in certain areas as well, like social media, in the beginning, it's not even 40 hours a week. So being able to use some fractional support, a few hours a week, is likely what a lot of small businesses really need. To your point, until their businesses grow large enough where actually the workload of those marketing people is necessary for a full-time hire.
Yeah. And another thing about just marketing people in general is there is so much information out there that in terms of how to do something, why to do something, step by step, online courses people can take, a lot of free resources a lot of times what you're looking for is just someone who is willing to go and try to figure it out themselves as well. Marketing is an ever changing. What we were all doing 6 months ago may or may not be what we're doing right now. It changes, it's constantly evolving. And so just kind of knowing in your marketing hires that you're also, you're going to look for that as well. Someone who loves to find podcasts and online courses and research and find the latest things. That is definitely
that
a real
was going to be
part
my
of it.
next question is I've seen a lot of advertisements around, oh, get this certification for somebody who's in marketing. Maybe it's a social media marketing certification or it's a graphic type of certification. So if somebody is looking to add one of these roles to their team, is that important to have these certifications? How do you know that you're getting the right person with the right kind of experience?
Yeah. So certifications are great. When I'm looking at resumes of people that were hired, I would love if they've actually done it before.
Okay.
You want to see a look.
I
You
want to
wanna
see
the work.
I want to see the
show
work.
me
Yes.
physically what you've done.
Yes. So I 100% believe in continuing education to better someone and getting the certifications. And sometimes if it's a technical tool, though, that certification, that does matter. But at the end, I'm thinking I really want to hire someone who has, especially on the specialized roles that we do, your specialists, I want them to have done this before. And if they can provide examples of what they've done before, that's even better.
Gotcha. That's awesome.
Such great stuff.
So we know that we need to hire a marketing coordinator, right?
Yes.
That's definitely, or marketing generalist, either one. And then really focus in on your specialist.
Right. Exactly. Okay. So you want to, and your specialists, again, are those people you need to look at what you want done in your own business. I mean, I've given some examples of ours. We're heavy content writing. So a writer is really important for us. But if you don't have a blog and you're not writing a bunch of emails, you probably don't need to bring on a writer. So again, it's then the business owner looking at what is most important for our promotions, and then looking for those people to be the ones that you hire for the specialized roles.
Yes.
Wow. That's
this
awesome.
has been really, really helpful.
I know.
I hope our listeners out there, you're taking down some good notes and you're getting some good nuggets from Amy. on all things marketing. I think, you know, the fractional hire, the difference between the specialist and the generalist, so super helpful. I think Amy is going to share some activation goodness with our listeners.
Yeah.
And share a marketing job description template.
Yes. So
Right.
we're actually gonna give you what we think a generalist is. So that role,
Ooh,
we're gonna give you
even
the
better.
we're writing it up for you. And then on the
Okay.
specialist is gonna be definitely more of a template, and we're hoping to provide some examples of some of the things that we've done at Belay for skill sets, for at least the ones that we have here. But then people will be able to get the idea from that on what they can add on their own.
Awesome.
That's awesome,
Amy,
Amy.
it has been
Wow.
a pleasure to have you with us. We actually would love to have you back for another
Okay.
segment because I know there are so many more marketing expertise you hold and have that I know our audience would get such great value from. Would you mind coming back and joining us for
I
another
would
part?
love that. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you,
Okay.
thank you, thank you. I appreciate your time today. It was great to be with you, and I hope y'all have enjoyed spending some time today with Amy Appleton.